Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's October 28th, 2022 and Barcelona have reportedly began planning to reinforce the squad in the winter transfer market. Also, it's reported that the club have began negotiating the exits of Gerard Pique and Jordi Alba, and it's reported that Ansu Fati is currently not happy being at Barcelona. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and Barcelona are continuing their preparation ahead of their next La Liga match that will take place tomorrow, Saturday, October 29th against Valencia. Now the club have released the names of the players that have been called for this match, and those players are Marc Ter Stegen, Héctor Bellerín, Gerard Piqué, Sergio Busquets, Ousmane Dembélé, Pedri, Robert Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Marcos Alonso, Jordi Alba, Frank Kessie, Frankie de Jong, Rafinha, Jules Koundé, Eric Garcia, Iñaki Peña, Alejandro Valde, Gavi, Pablo Torres, and Arnau Tenas. Now, as I reported in yesterday's video, the club were expecting that both Memphis Depay and Andreas Christensen will be back for this match. However, both players are still injured. Now, it's reported that the club are very surprised about how long it's taken these two players to recover from their injuries, and the club think that both players are being extra safe in regards to their recovery because they don't want to relapse and they don't want to miss the 2022 Qatar World Cup. Now, in the pre-match press conference, Xavi emphasized the need to turn a new page and to move on from the Champions League and focus on La Liga, where Xavi considers that the team are having a very good dynamic. Now, through his social media page, Jules Koundé announced his disappointment about the match result between Barcelona and Bayern Munich and about Barcelona's run in the Champions League and how the team were unable to respond to the European competition's demands. Now, Jules Koundé did leave a positive message saying that the team still have a lot of beautiful things to fight for and that they will. And he also thanked all the fans for their unwavering support. Now, before we continue with the news, I would like to invite all of you to please consider subscribing to the channel. Not only is it free, but in doing so, you'll be tremendously helping the small and humble channel continue to grow. Also, if you're enjoying the content of this video, please consider liking it, as it would prompt YouTube to recommend this video to other people, and in doing so, you'll be further helping this channel continue to grow. Now, on to the news that Barcelona have reportedly began planning to reinforce the squad in the winter transfer market. Now, one of the club's main objectives will be to sign a replacement for Sergio Busquets, whose contract will expire at the end of this season. And as I've reported many times before, one of the names that's been heavily linked with Barcelona is Wolverhampton's midfielder Ruben Neves. Now, Neves' contract will expire with the Premier League club in 2024, and it's reported that the player doesn't want to renew his contract, and as a result, his super agent Jorge Mendes has already begun working on trying to get the player out of his club and bring him over to Barcelona. Now, the player has also expressed his desire to come to Barcelona, so bringing him will be very easy in a matter of Xavi giving the green light to this operation. Now, it is reported that Xavi Hernandez is not quite convinced with Ruben Neves being Sergio Busquets' replacement, so for now this operation is on hold, and it's reported that this could unleash a battle between the club and the super agent Jorge Mendes, because Mendes is determined on bringing the player to Barcelona and he has a very good relationship with Joan Laporta, but yet the club are not going to pull the trigger unless they get the green light from Xavi and his coaching staff. Now, another main objective of the club will be to sign a player to reinforce the right back position, and it's reported that the club are looking for a specialist for that position who is powerful and who is physically capable of helping the team in the defense, but can also reach the other end of the field and contribute to the offense as well. Now, in order to make a new signings, Barcelona will have to offload some players in order to clear space on their wage bill, and it's reported that the club have already begun negotiating the exits of both Barcelona captains Gerard Piqué and Jordi Alba. Now, it's reported that the club owe both players around 140 million euros in deferred salaries, 80 million euros to Gerard Piqué and 65 million euros to Jordi Alba, which the club will have to pay both players in their effort to try to rescind their contracts. Now, it's reported that Barcelona have saved some money from the activation of the economic levers over the summer, and that the club intentionally put that money away for the rescission of the contracts of their captains, because the club consider the rescission of the contracts of their captains as a main goal and a main objective in order to be able to continue the project that they're currently building. Now, Gerard Piqué has said in the past that he's not going to be an obstacle for Barcelona, and that if he feels that he no longer can contribute to the team, he would leave on his own accord. However, on the other hand, Jordi Alba refused to leave the club, and he said that he had no intention of leaving Barcelona over the summer transfer market when Barcelona negotiated a loan with Inter Milan for Barcelona's left back. Now, despite all of this, Barcelona considers that the exit of both captains in the winter transfer market is going to be a very difficult operation, so they are considering other alternatives, and it's reported that Memphis Depay is a favorite to leave during the winter transfer market in order to make some space for the new incoming players. Now, on to the news that it's reported that Ansu Fati is currently not happy at Barcelona because he's not getting enough playing time. Now, Ansu Fati's agent Jorge Mendes has begun leaking to the press that Ansu Fati is not happy with his time at Barcelona, and he has told the club that if things don't change and if Ansu Fati remains unhappy, that he's going to begin looking for new teams for the young player. Now, this does not mean that Ansu Fati wants to leave Barcelona. This only means that he's unhappy currently with his situation. However, his agent Jorge Mendes has already begun taking advantage of the situation, because that's the kind of things that this agent is known for, where he always looks to exploit any situation for his own gain. Now, Ansu Fati does have a contract with Barcelona until 2027, and he does have a €1 billion release clause, so the control is definitely in the club's hands. Now, on to the news that the club are planning a meeting after the World Cup in order to determine the future of Pablo Torre. Now, Pablo Torre joined Barcelona over this past summer from Racing de Santander, and he was initially signed as a Barca Athletic player with the idea that he would train and also play some matches with the first team. However, the young Pablo Torre has not had much playing time this season, where he is considered too good to play with the Barcelona Athletic, but yet not good enough to play with the first team. So Barcelona have reportedly scheduled a meeting after the World Cup in order to determine the future of the young player, so they can see what to do with him, whether to send him on loan or whether to keep him at the club, because Pablo Torre is considered one of the prodigies of the Spanish football, and at his young age, he needs to be getting as much playing time in order to continue his growth and development. Now, on to the news that one of the variables in Robert Lewandowski's contract has been revealed, and it seems that Barcelona could pay Bayern Munich €5 million over the next 4 seasons. Now, Lewandowski's contract stipulates that for every season that Lewandowski scores a minimum of 25 goals in all competitions, Barcelona would have to pay the German club €1.25 million, which totals to €5 million over the 4 seasons, which is how long Robert Lewandowski's contract is with Barcelona. Now, speaking of Robert Lewandowski, it's reported that the Polish striker has broken his streak in the Champions League with the elimination of Barcelona from the European competition. Now, Robert Lewandowski had not been eliminated in the group stage since 2011, so for the first time in 11 years, the Polish striker will miss out on the knockout stages in the Champions League. Now, on to the news that Saudi Arabia's capital, Riyadh, will be the host of the next edition of the Spanish Super Cup. Now, the Spanish Super Cup will be held between the dates of January 11th to January 15th, 2023, and it will be once again a Final Four format where the 2 top teams from La Liga last season will face off against the 2 finalists of the Copa del Rey last season, and those teams are Barcelona versus Real Betis and Real Madrid versus Valencia. Now, these matches will take place on January 11th and January 12th. However, the order has yet to be determined. Now, this is the 3rd year in a row that Saudi Arabia will host the Spanish Super Cup, and I'm personally not a big fan of having a Final Four format and hosting these matches in another country, because for the longest time the Spanish Super Cup was always between the winner of La Liga and the winner of La Copa del Rey, and it was always held in Spain. And having a Final Four format, not only is it unfair to the winner of La Liga and to the winner of the Copa del Rey, but it also adds more matches to teams who already have pretty hectic calendar, and having them travel to another country only adds to the fatigue of the players. Now, we will end today's video with the unfortunate news that the Barcelona feminine winger Caroline Graham Hansen has suffered an injury during the Barcelona feminine victory over Rosengard 1-4 in the Women's Champions League. Now, the club have confirmed Caroline's injury, and it seems that she has injured her thigh, and this is the same injury as both Dembele and Ansu Fati had suffered in the past, so it seems that Graham Hansen will miss out quite some time. Now, this is a big blow to the Barcelona feminine, because Caroline Graham Hansen is the best player on that squad right after Alexia Putellas, who's missing the entire season due to a knee injury. Now, the Barcelona feminine remain undefeated in both the Women's League and the Women's Champions League. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I'd like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. And as always, Pique Barça.